dead-end street walking down to Canaan Lake, and what's happening here is the lake is filling up with streams, and even today you can see the water flow is backwards. It's flowing from the south to the north. I'm going to show you what was the water line, and this here green to brown is the water line. I'm going to walk into what was Canaan Lake. I'm going to turn around so you can see the water line here. What was the twigs, their branches were growing from the lake bottom, come bearing around here, and I'm going to walk into what was the water. And as you see, the water flowing backwards, the ripples in the water. And I'm going to pan a little bit. And we're going to look up the street. This is now looking at traction in the background. And if you notice large amounts of green as grasses growing, what was the lake. This area has always been a hot area with condos being trying to be built on that other side. Sewage treatment centers talked about being put here, those open round types that smell quite a bit, and they rake sewage. The neighborhood, after several attempts, fought it for traffic control, but condos bring a lot of families with children, and children bring school expenses, and school taxes increase. Some neighbors say they want to fill this in if they can't fix it. I say it's never been cleaned. I've been here for 48 years. In worst case, maybe these stumps could be pulled out somehow. Or if you can build the Empire State Building in a year, a 23-acre lake shouldn't be 2 years of work as it has been. And 2 years ago was the dams at the other end to accommodate lowering the lake at a fish jump. And last year they lowered the lake, and for some reason they wanted to dry it out. But the reality is the setup of the dam is not low enough to drain this lake, and that this lake is fed by springs, not just from the north, but I'm going to move the camera around. Up the street, you can see it increases to a height. That height up the street shows that there's drainage ditches, and the water drains down there and comes up the quickest place, which is here. So the lake is fed by more than a north-south. So in conclusion, this is Canaan Lake. It's now the many streams of Canaan, formerly lake. And I hope that the neighbors, which is where I'm making this, pull together, and in a worst case, let's get the lake refilled and we'll deal with it. I think it's better to have a dirty lake full than what we have here. And if you backfill this, God help this neighborhood, because it's marshy land and they would eventually build on it, and it'll be a real problem for us. So let's get our lake back. They can't fix it, tell us why. And again, the Empire State Building was built, guess what, within a year. And Canaan Lake, in our technology, is sitting here with a lot of BS stories. Live on tape at Canaan Lake. Hey, Zenbox videos.